good evening, welcome, buonanotte, bonsoir, willkommen zurück zu meinem Chat nach einer etwas zwangsverlängerten Pause. Ganz kurz auf Deutsch, dann switche ich wieder auf Englisch. Ich wollte mal prinzipiell meine besten Follower, die sind alle auf Deutsch, begrüßen und dann switche ich auf Englisch. So welcome everybody to my stream after a little bit forced break of not streaming, first holidays and then some other problems which I explain a little bit later. So I hope you're well, I hope you're still in holidays. It's still warm outside, it's still summertime. We still can travel with some restriction, but at the end, no risk, no fun. And I think if you're healthy and taking care about yourself, it's a very good time for traveling, honestly, because less tourists. In Prague, it's like minus 70%. In Croatia, where I was like 3 weeks ago, we're also like minus 60-70%. So at the end, it's not the worst time to travel if you're not afraid to stuck in a traffic jam or to have a border control. So I'm back. So first, as usual, thanks to my partner. First, thanks to Poker Firma and Rosie. We always have very nice chats about poker topics and some gossips. And it's always very helpful to have like Rosie on my side. Thanks to Win Today Poker, which is also like a very nice partner, very nice website. So if you want to play online poker and you have a residence in Austria, use Win Today. There's still action going on. The Twister, which is my favorite tournament because it's like hyper turbo and fun. There's still the Summer Cup going on, and on the 29th of August there will be like the tournament of the month, which is, by the way, also a good idea for everybody who runs a poker club, online or offline. I think to ask your customers which tournament they want to play once a month is quite a very good idea. So, and this I also love on Win Today Poker. And finally, River Stars, Slovakian and Czech Republic company, which are my partners for a long time already. And also they're running poker events non-stop, daily tournaments. So at the end, like if you get bored in Vienna or somewhere around, go to Bratislava, go to Prague, go to Brno, go to Pilsen, go somewhere around to meet one of my partners. So first, I need my vodka, and then I can explain you during and while I'm drinking what happened. So first it was my holidays. So this was like classic. I was away, spending a lot of time on the beach in Croatia and in Felden, where I had a short stream. And when I was coming back to Austria, and I moving now from my apartment in Vienna to a house outside of Vienna. So it's a lot of work and a kind of mess. And it's under construction. So at the end, I'm living between 3 apartments. One apartment, I rent one apartment, and my house, which is not ready to live there. And on top, my streaming office, which I'm sitting here now, was like a storage room, was full of water and underwater after a heavy storm and heavy rain in Vienna. The street was going over, it was overflowed, and everything was coming in. So I spent a lot of time myself to cut the carpet, everything out of this room. There's some damage, and it will take like 3 to 4 weeks until everything is kind of dry. So that was the reason why I postponed non-stop my stream after my summer break. So now, time to drink a good vodka, and maybe 2 today I'm in the mood for. And I wish you a nice Wednesday evening. By the way, if you're interested in football, Rapid is leading 1-0 against Zagreb, if you're interested. Honestly, still one of the best to drink. Okay, so what's going on in the poker world? Honestly, not too optimistic with COVID. At the end, the live events were like again cancelled and postponed. Master Classics in Amsterdam, a very traditional event, was postponed or cancelled. Malta Poker Festival finally cancelled. And there are strong rumors that also like Poker Stars is postponing or cancelled their live events in one of the best venues in Prague, or maybe also Sochi. but this is also like rumors. And yeah, and there's finally like one of the two biggest events in the world is the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas. Let's see what's will going on there. As the numbers going up, I'm not very confident that we can see live events in 2020. Let's say big festivals, and also the World Series of Poker Europe in King's Casino Rotterdam is still on the schedule. So let's see what will be the solution there, if they can run it or not. As the whole international tournament is quite very difficult, I think, to fly, to travel, and people won't take the risk, and it's a high buy-in. So I'm not sure if it makes sense to run an event like this. But as we all know, Leon and King Style, they will maybe find a solution. But I'm really looking forward if we can run live events. Myself, I planned 2 events in October, November, but they were like postponed like 1 week ago. Also like in France, the restrictions getting higher for the casinos. In Slovakia, they're discussing restrictions for events in general. So I think step by step, I would not say it's a second wave, but they just like, they don't want a second wave to avoid this. I think they have to make some restrictions. If they have to, we don't know, but yeah, they will do it. So I'm really not kind of optimistic, but I'm very optimistic that in 2021, in March or April, we will come back stronger than before. It will be like a full schedule, full planning of live events. So at the end, let's be patient. Let's be like optimistic that 2021, all this pandemic is over and we can go back to our normal life, which we all need at the end, because drinking alone is not a solution. It helps, but it's not the best solution. Okay, then let's start. One for my personal interest, it's a tournament on Saturday in Bratislava. If you're around Bratislava, in Vienna, in Budapest, in Brno, wherever in Austria, it would be nice to join me and to come to the Austrian Bounty Tournament in Rebuy Stars Bratislava. 70 euro buy-in, 30,000 guarantee, which is a nice tournament and a nice value. It's a 1-day tournament, which I like the most. I don't have to come like 2 or 3 days, or not to place like 6 or 7 starting days. And they're like mystery bounties where you can win between 70 euro and 300 euro. So I think there's a nice value, and I hope we will have a lot of fun. As we all know, the poker in Austria changed a lot. By the way, I forgot to mention, Casino Austria kept Seefeld. I think one of the, for me, after the European Championship in Felden, one of the best venues, nice in the mountains of Austria, snow, poker, fun. Also cancelled. So at the end, the Concord closed, Montesino closed, so there's no official poker at the end anymore, like let's say like in Austria. Casino Austria is still running, but they're still running without events, only cash game, and there's also a lot of restrictions, so we're all missing at the end small buy-in tournaments, a lot of fun, and we're missing the poker rooms. There are many poker rooms in Vienna. I just heard, it's maybe a rumor, but I think we're still missing at the end the action, and we're missing this like Concord Card Casino, and this, let's say we're missing the time with the casinos. And the idea was we invite some people who you maybe know from the past. One of them is like Franz. Franz, it's a cash game floor. I think he's working like now 20 years in the Concord. When I was manager there, I hired him myself, and now he's established like for many years in the Concord, and yeah, so Franz is still there. So he will be one of the bounties. Myself will be bounty for sure. Then there's one guy who is also like quite well known in the industry. He is running many tournaments as floorman or tournament director for EPT, WPT, World Series of Poker Europe, and he is the owner of the Dealer European Championship, which is one of the biggest parties and most fun events which we have in Europe. So he also will be there, And then maybe if you play some tournaments in the Concord Card Casino Simmering, you will know Rosie. Rosie is the tournament director in the Concord Simmering, together with Ushi. She has no time, unfortunately, and she will be there. And then we have another two nice girls, might well known. One, Tatiana, another beautiful woman. She was dealer coordinator and also cash game floor in Simmering. And finally, a girl who knows, maybe everybody knows her because she's so loud all the time where she is. So you can't oversee her, Anna Lucic. So she's a full power girl. I think everybody knows her. She can't hide herself. So this will be like the 6 special bounties on Saturday. Mystery bounty, so I mean if you kick somebody out, you will win between 70 and 300 euro. So it would be very nice to see you hopefully there on Saturday. Tournament starting at 5 p.m. and I hope we will have a lot of fun. So if you have time, it would be nice to see you over there. And then let's jump over to a topic which is already like, let's say, kind of old because I postponed my stream. Maybe it's 2 weeks too old, and I don't want to go too deep with names. But there was a German player who was banned from one poker site because of bum hunting and multi-accounting. The problem was he played on one side. He was banned because of bum hunting and not fair poker game. Somebody said cheating, but I think cheating sometimes is maybe too much. At the end, he opened another account, started to play again, and then they found out that he had already one account at his network, so he got banned again, and he got some money back, but he got not the money back because the casino said it's our mistake. It just they gave it back because of the mistake. They didn't realize that he already won account. So, what is bum hunting? Some friends of me, when I talk to them, they have no idea. They're playing poker a little bit, but they have no idea about bum hunters. It's quite easy. It started mainly with heads-up tables, where poker pros using sometimes software or using their database or using some other helping tools, which I explain later, to just play only against weak players or losing players. So what they're doing in the worst case, they open like 20 to 30 heads-up tables waiting for the fish. If there's a fish, they will play. If there's a player coming who is too strong, they're just leaving the table. So this is like the bum hunting, just looking for fishes. I think it's not new. A lot of casinos, online casinos, doing already like kind of restriction or software updates against this. For example, win today now, all the player names are hidden. They're anonymous as long as you sit down on the table. So at the end, you can't track them. You don't know. Also on Twister tournaments, you don't know with whom you will play. You only know it as soon as the game will start. So at the end, this is like still a helpful tool, and a lot of casinos try to avoid this. Also the seating process changed a lot of time in the last 10 years. PokerStars was like doing an action against this procedure at the end many times. So now the question is like, is this illegal? It's not illegal. At the end, I think it's not illegal because it's like normal. Nobody wants to play against only strong player. Everybody is looking for weak players. So at the end, I think it's not legal. It's just a question of the moral, and poker etiquette. But a lot of pros using software to avoid at the end to play against the weak players. So how you can do this at the end? And this is like the only thing. What I think it's like. In live poker, we also had this. In live poker, people come in a casino, go into the table, observe the table, watch the table. If the table is nice to play, they sit down. If not, they're sitting down and drink a coffee. So the end is very similar to the online. But the online, let's say, it's using tools which is like not forbidden. A lot of poker sites allowing helping tools, and this is for me one of not the biggest problem, but there's a small parallel to online backgammon. I love backgammon, and I still playing sometimes. And I was also playing online backgammon, also for money. But it was not very long that we played online backgammon because of all the poker bots. Backgammon bots, not poker bots yet. The game was killed because you playing non-stop bots against bots. So the end backgammon is maybe not maybe, it's for sure easier to calculate because you just roll the dice and the computer is calculating the best move for you. So at the end, this destroyed backgammon online. Now you can play maybe with friends, but at the end, like still, it's like high risk because you don't know what kind of software is running behind. And this is one, I think, of the biggest fear and dangerous things in online poker, that it's quite difficult to be successful in online poker because the edge was going up, the players were going stronger and stronger. So the big fishes are not there anymore, so the people start to use, like for years, I did it myself, like I was playing online poker maybe 10, 15 years ago. I was using some software just to test it, to analyze my own game. So we have like Hold'em Manager, we have Poker Tracker, we have this for tournament players, we have like this ICM analyzer who is like telling you exactly when and how you should go in, which hand already, because it's the ICM calculation which the poker pros can also do by themselves, but for all the others, like it's a very nice helping tool, you know, not to make any mathematics mistake, you know. Here it's written in German, so know your poker statistics and avoid to play against sharks. So this is exactly like the bum hunting. So and Warbot is like dominating online poker. So these are all like poker tools in the industry, which is like related to bum hunting, because like with this you can analyzing your game, which I think it's a fair tool, but you also can analyze all the games of your opponents. And I think this is like for me, like it's okay. This is like poker maybe 2020, but honestly, like all the online casinos and online poker rooms are really fighting against this, and there are a lot of regulations and restrictions now, and they control it. But as we know, like I compared also like with pay TV. Like pay TV 20 years ago, it was very easy to get pay TV for free. You just have this like chip card, it was manipulated and hacked, and you can watch all the channels for free. And then the television company changed the code, but the hacker changed it again. So at the end, the hacker was always like, I think, one step before the other. So at the end, I think it's still like a high risk and not good for the industry if this getting like too much and too strong. So these are all like softwares, and this, for example, which is easy to find, this is like poker bots. So this is like poker bots who's playing like for yourself, most of the time like in small limits, because you have to play many tables at the end, and but still like also here online poker sites have like a security detecting software where they try to find poker bots, because these poker bots are not allowed. Let's say like poker analyze software like Poker Tracker and Hold'em Manager are sometimes from some sites allowed, and I think it makes sense to use it. But I think the main problem is like maybe for beginners, for newbies, for recreational players, I think they have to first make an IT lesson, and after the IT lessons, we can make a poker coaching with them. So, and as I said, bum hunting, the community also complaining about that winning players are also banned from a poker site. And but you have to understand the industry. Everybody wants to make business. So you want to make business, you want to be a winning player, but also the online side wants to be a winning player and earning money. So, and now back to the circle of the industry and circle of the money flow in the poker industry. Especially in poker, the buy-in or the bankroll of a fish is much more value nowadays. If you plays poker, casino, sports betting, everything. So for the circle of the money, it's not good if you're losing $5,000 on a poker table, because the casino get maybe $50 rake. If you lose 5,000 at blackjack, everything is there. So that's why the casinos starting to make all the restrictions for the poker pros, which is not nice, but at the end understandable. Let's say a casino like a blackjack counter is coming to the casino. He will be like detected and he will like banned in 2 hours. If you're a winning player on let's say Red Dog or Easy Hold'em, Ultimate Hold'em, if you find, for example, a system, you will be banned very soon. If you have no system and only lucky maybe for 1 month, also the casino will maybe ban you, because they don't take the risk. They lose 1 player, yes, but they don't take the risk to keep 1 player who is like winning non-stop. So at the end, these are all like in the land-based casinos or online casinos, like a policy just to make more money, just to avoid to have like these players. And if you play regularly poker and not behave yourself quite very bad, it's not, I never heard about this, that player really get banned because just of winning. But if you're using like multi-account, if you start to collude, then I think like the casino is quite very fast to stop these players. So what's because one player asked me like, not one player, but one friend who's playing poker online, he told me like, so what's the worst, like how they can cheat like and abuse the system in online poker? So one of the worst for sure, like we also had this like is the super user account, but forget about this, so you can see all the whole cards. But this I think hopefully is like solved. I hope so. But at the end, like that's why it's the best just to play on big poker sites and not like on small poker sites, or maybe also not on like newcomers or private online poker rooms, because you have no control about it. At least like some casinos are like at the stock market, so at the end you're still like a little bit safer than to play on private games. Ghosting. And ghosting is also one thing which we have non-stop, I think, and all the time. A lot of poker players, Sunday grind. So a lot of poker players playing together. It happens to friends. It happens to me, honestly. If you spend one afternoon with your friend and then you decided to play some sit and go, and you're sitting just beside to play sit and go, and then you ask the question, oh fuck, I have queens now, and the push and raise, re-raise, 3 players in, what should I do? And this is kind of ghosting, if you like advice. The professional ghosting, if you don't know what this means, is like, for example, I would be the perfect guy who needs ghosting maybe. So I'm not a bad poker player maybe. Rumors that I am, but I don't know. For the end, I'm not playing that bad poker. So I can, at the end, I can go ITM in any tournament. So let's say I'm playing now the World Series of Poker online, and it's like a 5 million guarantee tournament, and I'm on day 2 and I'm on day 3, and we maybe like 50 players left. And now it's like the decision of how far do you go, because as usual the first 5 spots are the best paid. So the other one are nice, but at the end like you want to be on the top 5 to get really nice money. So at the end, I'm not that experienced. Maybe I get nervous to play for 200, 300, 400k for the first prize. So at the end, what is ghosting? I just ask a poker pro if he can play for me. He get maybe 10, 15, 20%, whatever. And he just play the tournament for me online. So at the end, this is like kind of ghosting. And this is like also kind not a problem, but at the end, like it's maybe not fair for that player. So I don't think it's like too bad right now, but we just have to be careful that we don't destroy our industry with too much poker tools, poker software, ghosting, any collusion, because multi-accounting, like this is nowadays I think one of the not worst, but in the end like very crazy things that people for sure chasing the rate back. So at the end, like now with the new online sites going up, you're getting super rate back deals. You get like 50, 60, 70% of your rate back. And you have some agents who are earning money, and then the agents coming to you, and then like some players open a second account because I get 50% over there. I have already one account. What should I do? You know what? I just close this account. I'm not using anymore. I open just another account and start to play over there with 60% rate back. And oh god, another guy 70% rate back. Okay, now I stop both accounts. I ask my grandma, mom, grandma, can I open my poker account for you? Oh yeah, sure. Okay. So 3 accounts. So this is like a little bit of mess at the moment. I think like this, like I would say this bum hunting is like the one of the smallest problem at the end. But we have all these poker tools and poker software and analyzing software. Then we have like this ghosting. So at the end, I think for newbies, for new player, recreational players, also for me, I say it's quite difficult to win sometimes. You know, at the end because you're playing against really strong fields and strong analysis software, and that's why I think the industry still has to react and still find maybe a better solution to not to stop it, but just to control it at the end. You know, so this is for my thing. Is like this is the main problem of all these things, and I would recommend for everybody who start to play poker still to analyze his hands. I did it really 10, 15 years ago. It's quite horrible when you find out how bad you play on different positions. And for myself, when I analyzed my game, I was so bad in defending my blind. So I was like, I never fold my big blind, and yeah, it was quite more than funny. So at the end, like, but it was good to analyze my game. I've seen that I playing quite very bad this time. But online poker is the big boom. Online poker like has the second boom with COVID-19. I think COVID-19 was the best effect for online poker. What I heard, you know, the numbers are still great. Numbers going up everywhere. And so people playing non-stop, but the other side also people losing a lot of money. We have like non-stop main events like WBT, World Poker Europe, this. So then let's see, you know, what's the effect for the industry finally if they play so much online. And I say, I understand each poker pro, everybody using this analyze software. But there's still like, let's say, some black sheeps, and you also can buy some database of a lot of players. So at the end, one day I think there has to be like a solution, because like the software industry is so fast. So I'm really thinking that very soon you don't have to use your skill anymore. I think there was like, it's like some years ago, that was the first time when a poker bot was winning against a poker pro, and these poker bots, they have a very small winning edge. I think they're winning maybe one big blind in some couple of hours. I don't know exactly the statistics, but at the end, if you're running a poker bot on like 20, 30, 40, 50 games, it's still very profitable to run them. And yeah. Also, there's a funny site which I found, bumhunting.com. And there was one question, are online poker rooms allowed to ban you when you use bum hunting? This was the only question, was not answered. So at the end, as I say, I think we have a lot of players who have a lot of skills. They don't need to cheat or to collude, but at the end, I think this is the main problem of online poker nowadays, is like the problem of software and ghosting, and to play against together. So at the end, the weaker player, they don't have any really chance to survive in this poker, and it's not good for the poker industry, because if we're losing this money of the fishes, we're also losing the industry. One day the poker pros against each other won't be enough. Okay, this so far to the bum hunting problem. I think every couple of years we have like news like this. So at the end, let's see when the next news coming out, when the next player will be banned from some online sites. But it's also very difficult for the online site. They're also afraid to hit their own business. So if you have any questions for bum hunting, ghosting, poker software, whatever, just contact me, ask me some questions. I think it's good to use, and honestly, if you play online poker and you play some tournaments, I really recommend to use it. It's also for your own game the best learning tool and really good. And the end is at least fair play, because like you can expecting that like minimum 50% of your opponents also using the software. So you're not alone to use the software, and you have to check before some sites allowing this software, some others not. Okie dokie. So then I got some. I found some. I didn't get a request. This is later the request of ruling. I just found very funny ruling on 2+2. I'm sometimes just Google like some ruling decision, bad floorman decision. I just want to know what's going on in the poker industry. Are there like good rulings, bad decisions, whatever? So there's one funny ruling. It's written here. It's a long text, so I want to explain it quite short. If you have time, you can read it. So it was a cash game in the US, and one player who said himself he was quite drunken, wants to make a raise, but he just put in one single chip, 25. So at the end, for sure, it's a call. Then it was starting discussion that he wants to have a raise, and another player say, just for you, I make it 25. Okay, thank you. So the end now, a lady asked like, so is this now, he can re-raise now? Because like he just put in a 25, so is this a raise, it's a call, whatever. In the meantime, when the lady was asking, the drunken player was just going all in, because they only have like around 150 left. So the end, discussion start again, and the lady said, I don't care because I will fold, but can he raise again? So he want to accelerate the action. The other player was the big stack, called his bet, and he opened just aces. He said he wants to accelerate the game, so the lady can muck, and then the heads up, it's a showdown. So the lady asked the floorman. And now the floorman said, which is kind of like a really ridiculous decision in my opinion, he just gave back the raise to the players. She was allowed to call the 25, and we have seen a flop three-handed, three-way now. And everybody knew he had pocket aces. So at the end on the flop, nobody hits. He pushed all in, both of them fold. And he was complaining then what kind of bullshit decision. He was going to the manager, he was going to another floor. And they said he is right. And first, before I say my decision ruling, what I would do, the funny thing is like on the 2+2 post, the first one was always, you know what? Bang! Don't drink and play, come on! So nobody was replying on 2+2 to his question. It's like, what you think this ruling was bad or good? Just explain me. No. Oh, the first post was just like, come on, stop drinking when you play, go home. So the end, so this funny guy was really more than funny. The ruling is quite simple, he didn't say the raise, he just put in 125. So this is clear a call. They were playing 1-2. The other player said, okay, let's make it 25. So he raised. Now it's up to the lady. The lady can call or fold, and the action is open for the other player. So in the end, everything was correct. The only thing was not correct, that he didn't wait for the action of the lady. But same ruling. If the lady doesn't change the action, it means if she fold or call, then he had to make the raise again. So at the end, it was very clear, very simple ruling, standard ruling, and nothing would be happen. He would win the pot, and maybe he would lose less. At the end, then he was like kicked off the table because he was annoying the table. So the floor made another mistakes, to take this player away and say, yeah, you're disturbing the table, you're not good for the atmosphere, so please like shut up and leave. So at the end, 2 bad rulings in one time, which is not, I think, the best of the best. Then I got a question yesterday on Facebook Messenger, back to my so funny beloved minimum raise all the time, because the minimum raise is always coming back for questions, and honestly sometimes really kind of not difficult but kind of very strange rulings, especially in this case. So we're playing a multi-tournament, table tournament, and we are like 10k, 20k blinds. One player is going all in with 39k. One player is calling this bet, and now what's the minimum raise for player C? So now it starts the same process again. Now we have 2 opinions and 2 rulings international. One, you always can raise the minimum is the blind is 20k. So the people say the minimum what you have can you do is raise to 59. This is the one ruling. The second ruling is like, which I prefer honestly, 39 is an incomplete bet or incomplete raise, because 40k would be complete, so 39 is not complete. So the next player is allowed to complete the bet to 40. We're talking about minimum raise, so what he can make as a minimum. So at the end, like, because it's no limit hold'em, so at the end there's no restriction, so the player can also make like 60, 70, 80. But what is the minimum he can raise? So these are the 2 topics. Some people like my argument to make 40. It's like from old days, maybe from limit hold'em. But there's one argument from my side, from the poker logic, why I would decide like this. Let's take the same situation. I explained already like weeks ago. Blinds are 10k, 20k, and the big blind is all in with 15k. So now there's like a 10k and 15k out pre-flop. Dealer is dealing, and now the first player is to act under the gun. What he has to do? Yes, he has to call 20k, not 15k. So now is my logic. Why he has to call now 20k? Why not only 15k? So at the end, it's a little bit the similar things. He has to complete the bet. He has to complete the big blind before the action is open again for everybody. So I would not say it's right or wrong. There's a lot of logic also like for this 20k minimum. But as I said, it was written in the rules of the tournament director. It's written as an incomplete bet or incomplete raise. So the end, that's why I would always say it's like it's an incomplete bet. So that's why the player is allowed the next one to complete this bet. Right or wrong, I don't know. You can text me every time your opinion, if it's right or wrong. Or it's my opinion. We discussed it in Berlin. I discussed it like I think 20 times now with Florman. I think there's no right or wrong. So yeah, this is like the minimum bet. Discussion will never stop. I'm quite sure DDA and a lot of people will say it's 59 the minimum. I say the minimum, why not 40? So. I just got one on WhatsApp, a message, question. Ghosting and bum hunting. It began some bum hunting. About like how you can detect it as a casino. Yeah. The philosophy in bum hunting is quite very simple. Like you can see the people open a lot of tables. So this is like now changed for a lot of sites. If you like on an empty table, most of the time after 30 seconds, the table will be closed. So then the casino is still doing a lot against. And I think it was in the film Rounders. It was like, if you don't find a sucker on the table, then maybe you are the sucker. So the logic is quite very simple. If you don't find a fish on the table, then you are the fish. But this is like but it's really real, because if you sit on poker table with friends, and you think about, so who is the fish here? Hmm, 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 Oops. So it's maybe yourself. But at the end, back to the spam hunting. I'm not against the use softwares. It's just like we have to be careful. What is the future of this industry, and how we can avoid this, and just analyze software who's analyzing your game and not the game of the others. I think this would be like the best process. Live, it's quite difficult, but a nice story. I think it was Ivo Donev. I don't know if he's still doing this, but I think he told me once that he's watching all final tables on TV and he's making notes to each player he has seen and following. So this is already like the first poker tracker was the Ivo Donev poker tracker, and he was like making notes of all the players he has seen and observing and watching on television, which is quite a nice idea. Another palm hunting story from live poker, EPD Monaco. EPD Monaco, we had a very nice table, below 5 cards, high limit. I think they played 200, 400, 500, 1000. There was a waiting list all the time, about like 15, 20 players, but only because of one player. And this is the palm hunting in perfection. This player was always a guaranteed seat. So we made a seat draw for all 30 players. Only one had a guaranteed seat. Approved and guaranteed from other players. So this player knew himself, I'm the fish, but he had a lot of money, so he doesn't care. But the end, like this is like palm hunting in like on high level, that the fish is sitting on the table and waiting for all the sharks. So, but it is like we have palm hunting in live poker, we have palm hunting everywhere. It's just like we just have to be careful that it's not abused by the system, not abused by the players, and because this will kill the industry. There's only one big advantage I think we all have from this business. Not all the players, and especially not the fishers and the recreational players, reading news or listening to poker news at the end. I think they're just playing and enjoying the game. So then just be lucky, and yeah. Let's see what's going on in the future. Okay, dokie. So I'm on the end of my stream. I knew that it was like kind of difficult streaming on Wednesday, streaming again after 4 weeks, so there are not a lot of questions in the chat. But I will be back next Monday with some other topics. So if you have any questions, ideas, what we should talk about, maybe I go online on Saturday and then you can watch my game and analyze my game. I can send you all my data. It's like it's not very helpful. Yeah, and then like we see us back next Monday, and I hope to be then regular online. But as I said, as soon as the live events and businesses are more running, also like it's quite difficult to have more time, and every day or more often it's like quite difficult to find so many topics about live poker, ruling, everything. But I'm trying to get some other guests, so if you have some ideas for some guests, just tell me. I can invite everybody. I can invite them. If they don't come, I don't know. But I will try to get some guests to my Zoom meeting, maybe live here beside me in Vienna. And if not, like just tell me what's the next topic we should talk about. As I said, stay healthy. Good luck on the online poker, which is like still like the most popular at the moment. I also will play now more online poker than I was playing before, and I'm so strong I don't care any ghosting or palm hunting or poker analyze software, so I'm not afraid about this. I play for fun, I enjoy the game. So see you on Monday 8 p.m. Please text me if you have any questions, and I wish you really a very nice week, nice summer, enjoy the sun, go out, get tanned, when then the autumn and winter is coming. and maybe a second lockdown. No, but second wave, we have to be strong. Okay. Then also like Lucio, see you on Monday. Take care, and maybe see you on Saturday in Bratislava. And you can kick me out. And if you kick me out, you get a special reward. Cheers and goodbye.